Good. Is it afternoon or evening? What is 6 p.m? Is it just like the weird twilight?
It's evening.
Oh.
It's evening, surely, right?
But it might not be for the people listening to this podcast.
Oh.
Just say good. Good.
Good.
Good.
Good.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Have a good, everybody. Have a good.
Good.
You boys all right? How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Good to hear it.
Mikey?
Yeah.
You good?
Oh, good. Good. Gooder than good. I'm good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
That's great.
Great. Oh, wait.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Oh, God. No, I shouldn't have said that.
What?
I said the other G word. I'm so sorry.
What? Goat?
Great.
Oh, you dick. Now we've got to start again.
I'm sorry. I tried.
I'm going to be sick.
Gooding to be sick. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podiots, the official Vidiots podcast. It's a conversational podcast where we take some questions from you at home and obey the law of the three Rs, where everybody brings
A thing along to talk about.
I'm Ben.
I'm Peter.
And I'm good.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. We'll stop this now. We don't want this to be the good episode. We don't do good episodes here, do we?
No.
How many members of Pod Squad will be called good next time? That's what I would like to know.
Oh no, that's another tidal wave. Just a straight flush of goods.
I can't remember if we sort of gave a call to arms for this week's one.
Don't think we did.
Okay.
Don't
Good.
think so. Good.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Good. We actually missed it, but this podcast is 3 years old now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is it actually? Wow.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Wait.
Beginning of March.
Oh,
was the
really?
First episode.
Oh my God, that's a horrifying thought. Well done,
Isn't
us.
it?
Well done, the people listening. That's an impressive stint.
Some people have listened to all of them, and some people more than once.
Yeah, on like 6-hour journeys across America and stuff, which is
What's
just
that about?
irresponsible.
I don't know why you would do that. Don't go to America, even if you're in America.
Yeah, don't
Get
go
out.
It's
there.
irresponsible.
Just stay indoors.
Claim your home as not America. It's your own land. You'll be safe there, we promise.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you'd like to support us, however, to keep doing this for another can you imagine another 3 years?
Another 3 years.
Jesus. Well, if you'd like to push us in that direction, you can actually support us financially. I don't know if you could do that. I don't know if you knew that you could do that. I don't know if you can do that. Well, you actually can, as it turns out, by going to streamlabs.com/Podiots donations. Donate £3 or more, and you'll join Pod Squad. You get a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. Mikey is kicking us off with the first group today.
Hello, stand to attention, Plumpy Platoon. Plumpy, I did it again, the Pumpy.
You did it.
Oh, God, it just rolls off the tongue, though, doesn't it?
It does.
Blah, blah, blah. We start with, put the boat back, please. The generous, the ghost of German robot lady, who says, and get ready for some intense butchering, hier ist etwas Geld, Peter du bist sehr groß.
Thank you.
Is that all right? What does that
Yeah.
mean?
It's pretty good, yeah.
I think here is some money. Peter, you are big. Very big.
Oh,
You're very tall.
nice. I think
Or
that's
tall,
the
yeah.
least German way words have ever been spoken. Hier ist etwas.
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 Etwas Geld.
Kevin from Con. Tiny Peter killed my horsey. Mr. Ratburn's bum bum. RGW. Dick and Dominican Republic. Dave Benson Philippines. Always an adventure podcast. To kill a mocking minge. Good.
Oh.
Alan Claw. Lau Dabadi Dabadai. Chav Chav Ramirez. Emily Lemons. Mr. Chegwin, bring me a Cheg, R.I.P. Pro Trainer, Peter, Penis Eater, and lastly, oh God, no, never make those sounds
delicious.
again. Oh God, Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Mr. Play. The tiny troop this week fortnight is filled with Cares of Gallifrey, Flofferoffs, Stephen Skoders, Lord Brotovich, Orgy fan Bobby Grabber Booby, Dave does stuff for shows, Cheg Spectre Patronum, Cheggers can't be boozers. Chegg fried rice. Chegg winner takes it all. Cheggedy chegg yourself. Donna CO7. The absolute boy Hodgson. Michael, why won't you marry me? Oh, is that from Claudia?
Oh, it's complicated. I'm sorry. We'll talk about this later.
Don 8 in Camel Case Silly Willy. Oh, donate. There's a number 8.
Very
which is
cool.
Confusing.
Very nice.
Donate in Camel Case Silly Willy. The very generous Crimson Dragonfly. Thank you very much. Crimson Dragonfly says, thanks for the laughs, boyos. Platonic XOXO.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Dick and Dominoes. That gives you dick and diarrhea in the morning.
Yep.
And Neil Costa Rica.
We also have Just Keep Swimming Ash, Jason Allen B, the normal one, Mr. Macca, Mikey's Refreshing Colon Cola. Should we know what that is?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, it just sounds like something I'd say, so we'll go with it.
Sure, yeah. Oliver the Extant Child, Chex Mix Salt Fart Yeehaw, Billy Garibaldi, Cadbury's Mini Chegs. There's a lot of Chegs this week. Quintuple Jump, the very generous Willie Ray Walrus, who says, just want to thank you once again for helping during tough times. At time of writing, I'm fresh out of hospital after having kidney stones and my appendix removed. Oof. Listening to the pod is helping me get through this despite laughter being painful. Will S.
Oh, thank you, Will. Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah,
get well feel better soon. Queef Smegwin.
That's horrible.
I am not reading that. Is the next one. Chegg. Here's his Sakia.
Very esoteric. Wow.
My goodness. Big Titty Jesus 42, who was very generous and said, lads, Twitch has indefinitely suspended me because my name has a titty in it. Oh. Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of horse shit is this? I have never had one person dislike it. Everyone always loves it. Those shits are cow fuckers. Have a good day, boys.
Wow.
Well, this is it. Let's boycott Twitch.
Titch. We've also got Bosnia Babalooni.
Oh.
TP eats a butterfinger. And Donkey Sexy Boy Uwu. That is your Pod Squad for this week. Thank you, everyone, for being so generous. Streamlabs.com/Podiots donations, £3 or more to join Pod Squad. Mikey.
I come not with a question from the audience, but with a thing from the audience. We're changing format today.
Wow.
Oh.
This is, everybody brings a thing, right?
Well, everybody brings a thing along. Right?
Do we need to change the intro then? Because we've got to stop this from happening again.
Where us three in particular, no one else brings a thing along. Yeah. How dare you?
Where the three of us bring a thing.
But this is a little cheeky number that comes from Dan, at Dan Tribe Music on Twitter. And he says, what do you cool dudes think of my attempted Czechoslovakian national anthem?
Oh my God, it's happened.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've listened to it. It's an absolute nightmare, which I think is appropriate. Would you like to hear it live?
Yes.
Live on air?
I really would.
Okay, let's do it. I'm just going to press play and hope this works.
Okay.
It's me, Cheggers!
Oh, God.
For fuck's sake.
We're in for some great fun today.
Horrifying. I'm not sure.
My Lord.
I'm not sure how much Discord let you hear there, but
it broke up a bit. Did it start off by what? How did it start?
Let's try again. It starts with
it did
menacing laughter and a higher.
It's a higher. Okay.
That's what the enemies of Czechoslovakia hear, roaring over the hills of Czechoslovakia.
So did we all have to be stood up and saluting during that?
What, you weren't?
But instead of putting your hand over your chest, over your heart, you have to hide your naked genitalia because you're in the jungle right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Maybe Naked Jungle is actually Czechoslovakia then.
That's the nation.
That's the nation of Czechoslovakia.
It's all jungle.
Oh, God. Czech's jungle.
There was actually a question there, though, in that person asked us what we think of their thing. So it was a question.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah. It's allowed. It's okay this time. Okay.
And I thought it was perfectly horrifying. Hey!
Yeah.
Just what I wanted.
Think if Czechoslovakia were real, that wouldn't be far off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I think we're slowly... I mean, at what point does a nation become real? I mean, probably owning land is one of the requisites, but I think once you've got, we've got a nation of people with Czechoslovakian names, we've got an anthem, we just need a manifesto next, and then we're on the road.
The interesting thing about that national anthem is that in our national anthem in Britain, we specifically say, God save the Queen, essentially, long may she live, I hope she doesn't die. And in that one, ironically, Keith Chegwin is already dead.
Yeah. Well, he's a cult of personality now, isn't he? He's larger than life.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Everyone salutes him. I am picturing it now, an international friendly in football between England and Czechoslovakia. You've got all the players lined up on the pitch. You start off, boring national anthem, get that one done. And then it pans across. There are players with tears in their eyes.
No clothes on.
No clothes on, hands over their bellicks. And remind us again, Mikey, what is it that's echoing around the arena?
The horrible scream.
It's just, hiya, it's me, Shaggers.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's good. Horrifying. I think that's a sign of a successful war chant, is when it instills fear in the opposition.
You'd run.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would run away.
You're not sticking around to see who's the source of that sound. You're getting the hell out of there.
And it's very easy to learn as well, because it's just da, 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 over and over again. I don't think it did anything else, which is perfect.
Peter, it did so much more than that. It moved a nation. Yeah. Thank you.
Czech Specto Patronum coming up the wing, crosses it into Cheggers Can't Be Boozers. Czech Fried Rice. Oh, Czech winner takes it all with the amazing overhead kick. And that is liquid football.
That is liquid football.
That is liquid football. Amazing. Would you like another question, or would you like to strut straight into a thing?
I'm feeling
How many questions we got? Oh,
let's go thingy. Let's be thingy boys. Is anybody dying to go first?
I don't mind doing mine first.
Yeah, you take the wheel, Pete's
right.
Peeps.
So this was harder to put together than I expected, but I have been thinking this week in particular that we're connoisseurs of British children's television here at Podiots/Vidiots. We talk about Dick and Dom, Mr. Blobby. I mean, Keith Chegwin also counts. He did his fair stint in kids' TV. Talk about all sorts of things. Mona the Vampire, and Chuckle Brothers, and so on and so forth. What we don't talk about very much, what worries me is that we've got an international audience who are going to have no idea what we're talking about here with a lot of these things. So that made me think, well, why don't I have a look on the internet at some of the weirder kids' TV shows that the world and history has to offer us? And then I thought what I could do is bring along some real ones, some fake ones, or all of one and not any of the other, as is often the rule in these games that we play. And you would have to guess which ones are real and fake. As it turns out, it's actually quite difficult to find ones that are podcast friendly. There are loads and loads that if we were still doing this in some sort of visual form on the Vidiots YouTube channel, I know it obviously gets uploaded as a video, but if we were, sitting in the studio or something back in those days, we could show scary clips and stuff of horrifying puppets and all sorts of weird things. But in terms of ones that just work well as a description on a podcast, not so many. So I've got 4 here for you that may or may not be real. I make no guarantees as to how many of each there are. So I'm just going to read them to you, and I want you to have a guess which ones are real and which ones are fake.
Yes, please.
Okie dokie.
Right. This one's from allegedly from the USA, if you believe me. Presented in stomach turning or stomach churning live action, a yoga expert called Yogi Okie Dokie is a man in his late 50s who invites children to come to his farm to perform yoga with him dressed in leotards.
Great.
Yeah. He's joined by Rasta Rooster, A man in a very low-budget chicken costume who is almost certainly a white American, going off the fact that he speaks in the worst and most tasteless, vaguely Caribbean accent I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, no.
With its title derived from the children's song Old MacDonald, head to eBay to be the next proud owner of a VHS copy of E-I-E-I Yoga.
Oh, no.
No.
I will assure you, just in case you're trying to read into it in any way, that all of these, whether they're real or fake, have been written up by me. So don't take any, if you think, well, that's not been copied from the internet. Yeah. No, it's not.
Okay.
Right, so that's the first one. Number 2. Set in a nursery school after the children go home at the end of the day, Bad Jelly the Witch, Bad Jelly just being a single word, bad and jelly mashed together, Bad Jelly the Witch features the titular character, Bad Jelly, emerging from the broom cupboard and bringing to life various small toys, including Coal Sack, a plushy black cat, a family of different coloured beanbags, all with huge unblinking eyes, a wooden horse with wheels called Troy, and a woolen monkey by the name of Spencer. In every episode, the gang spend the night tidying up the nursery and learning new words as they go.
Aww.
The programme ends with the Sunrise Song, in which an absolutely horrifying sun, aka piece of yellow spandex stretched over a hula hoop with a human man's face poking through a tight hole, asks about the words of the day, and everyone sings them back to him, even though the random assortment of vocab does not fit with the rhyming scheme of the first half of the song. Okay, that's the second one. Bad Jelly the Witch.
That's beautiful.
And if real, I will tell you that one is from the UK, but from history. Okay.
From history, huh?
From history. Well, which is why I brought it along. So this was supposed to be international weird shows, and then I found it difficult to find any good ones that are podcast friendly. So if that one is real, it's because I picked a UK one, but it's just an old one that you might not have heard of. Okay. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, number 3. In the show known as Crush, friends, parents, or teachers of a child in primary school would secretly approach the production company to tell them about rumours of a crush the kid has on a classmate. The crew then turn up at the school, call all the children into the assembly hall, and make the chosen kid compete in challenges along with their friends and teachers to win a luxury date with their crush. Medics are presumably on hand at all time in case the kid literally passes out with embarrassment. Okay, so that's Crush.
Yeah, that's an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
You imagine. And the final one, this is from Japan. Shima Shima Tora no Shimajiro, roughly translating to Striped Island Tiger Shimajiro, is an anime aimed at very young children. Shimajiro, a young anthropomorphic tiger, learns various life skills with the guidance of his parents and sister Hannah. One such episode revolves around him learning to poo in the toilet all by himself.
Oh,
Good stuff to know.
The whole family sing a song together, with the toilet itself joining in, his smiling face seemingly at peace with the fact that he will be the receptacle of the Tiger Boy's first independent bowel movement. We then cut to Shimajiro's intestinal tract, where the poo itself is also singing along, smiling from poo ear to poo ear, before being deposited into the water of the living toilet. Shimajiro is unable to complete the entire exercise independently, though, as the whole sequence is punctuated by an unnecessary shot of his dad wiping his bottom for him.
Oh,
that's nice of his dad.
Yeah, it is nice of his dad, yeah. I should have said that the Crush one, again, if it is real, is an international format shown in more than one nation. So there you go. That's the 4. I'll go through them just by name again now.
Nice.
EI Yoga, the barnyard, very creepy yoga game show. Bad Jelly the witch who brings toys to life, learns words, and sings them to the sun. Crush, the international smash hit where kids get embarrassed in their school. And Shima Shima Tora no Shimajiro, where a kid learns various lessons, including how to poo. So, what do you think of EIEI yoga?
It seems almost so mundane in comparison to the others. That kind of inherently thrusts it into the world of reality, doesn't it? It's just like, I could see that it's weird, but it feels like classic filler TV that'd be on like kids' TV at like, 11 a.m. Let's get this old guy in to do some yoga for the kids. What country did you say it was from? America?
America. It was, well, I mean, I shouldn't say because that might give away whether it's real or not. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so specific. All of them are.
Yeah.
That it's difficult to see through the lies, if in fact there are any.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, using what limited logic I have here, I don't know if Peter Austin would feel particularly comfortable making up a fictitious, racially insensitive chicken man.
True.
Rasta Rooster.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
Rasta Rooster.
A creepy 50-year-old who is helping children with their downward dog.
Precisely. I don't know how. I mean, perhaps we're about to learn something about your capability to lie, but I'm going to say that this one is real.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards real as well.
Yogi Okie Dokie is my name. A healthy mind and body is my name. I live out on a farm. Do yoga in a barn. I'm looser than a goose out in the rain.
Oh, wow. We didn't.
So
need
it's
to-
not
horrible.
real.
It's real.
Oh, it is real. I thought you
It
just
is
made up
real.
a theme song. And here's the fake theme song.
That's the theme song there. I think for legal reasons we should say that this man did not.
Holy fucking, what is that?
Oh, have you found it? Oh, there he is. That's him.
I just searched it because I wanted to see this in action.
So he doesn't even wear a costume. He's just wearing clothes.
He's in a t-shirt and jeans. All the kids are in spandex, and Rasta Rooster is just makes me uncomfortable. But this guy was actually, so this clip sort of came to light or resurfaced thanks to, are you aware of Everything is Terrible?
Oh, big fan. Seen them live.
I thought you might have done, Mikey. Ben, if you don't know, or for listeners who don't know, the YouTube content of Everything is Terrible, I didn't know they did live shows.
Oh, it's spectacular.
Is they kind of unearth, I think typically VHS stuff, but maybe not necessarily VHS, just of stuff like this, just where you watch it and you're like, what on earth? It doesn't have to be creepy, but it just makes you think like, this is the Stoke-on-Trent of visual media, you know, it's just awful, should remain in the bottom of a bin kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought this clip to light, and there was a bit of a legal issue in that there was they were sort of the discussion around the clip was that he was some sort of predator. So it should be said, this man is not a predator. I think we can say that it looks a bit weird, and it's not something that I don't think anyone would really approve nowadays as a concept. But hey, look, he's just a yoga instructor, and he's got this really strange sidekick.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Is it better or worse that he's wearing literally a blue polo shirt and jeans, or would it be worse if he was wearing the spandex?
Yeah, maybe that would be worse, actually. I think it makes me more comfortable that he's in regular person clothes.
I'm going to stop posting pictures of him now. It's
Oh, yeah, no, that's a bad one.
That sort of tells you everything you need to know.
It's pretty incriminating there.
Yeah,
hey, it's getting kids exercise, okay? It's fine.
it is.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to Bad Jelly the Witch. Brings toys to life, cleans up the nursery, teaches them words.
I like this one because it was like, what, the toys include beanbags, rocking horse, and sack of coal?
Well, that was just the name of the cat. Sorry to disappoint.
Oh,
right.
I also thought it was just a sack of coal.
Oh, yeah, no. Toys including coal sack, a plushy cat.
There we go.
Yeah,
What
not
a horrible name for a cat.
Yeah.
Come here, coal sack. We call him Sack for short. Oh, that's something you could. I could see that as it's like it's it's a good educational show. It instills a good message of tidying up after a day of school.
Yeah. What do you think, Ben?
I'm struggling with this one
Yeah, I'm trying to
because
visualize it.
Yeah, this one seems a bit more or a bit less out there.
Right.
Even though it's got a silly name. If they're not all real, I would wager that this one was fake.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah.
Right. This one is fake for the most part.
There is a cat called Shitbag.
Yeah. I had a vague idea for the show just to as one of the fake ones, plural or not plural. But I wasn't really sure what to call it because everything I came up with in my head sounded just like I'd made it up there and then. So there was a show called Bad Jelly the Witch. I think it was a handwritten story, an illustrated story, by Spike Milligan, which was then turned into a TV adaptation. But it had nothing to do with anything that I just said, and everything else is made up. So
very good, very good.
There we go. There's 2 left.
Okay.
Crush, where kids get dragged to the front of assembly and get told, you fancy, Jim. There were no Jims at my school. That's not a child's name, is it?
That's
Jim.
the janitor, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But yeah, you fancy Sarah. There were like 6 Sarahs in my primary school.
Oh God, Sarah's everywhere.
And then they have to compete in various challenges and win a quote luxury date, according to my write-up.
This show sounds like it should be illegal.
Right.
I don't believe this should be allowed. If it's real, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's not right.
It's just not right. When you started describing it, I thought he's describing 50-50.
Yeah.
And then it was, but then you have a very awkward date at the end.
Instead of winning a computer for your school, you, a child of under 11 years old, or under 10, I think it is, primary school, you have to go on a date.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck. I think this is real, tragically.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying the mental picture of this. This is something I'd definitely hunt down on YouTube to watch. I just the dates at the end of the show must be great. Like, oh, you've won a day trip to the local theme park, and it's like a montage of them on the waltzer, and they sit down on a bench, and there's like a pack of sweets there filled with love hearts, and
yeah, you can just imagine it.
It's all sickly. So I think because of how vivid it is in my head and how deeply I want to watch an episode of this, I'm going to say it's real.
This is real.
Yes.
Whoa, no.
I know. It's so the version I described was the UK version of it, although it was also available in the States and I think elsewhere as well. Whether it was completely consistent across all versions, I don't know. But it's very hard to find on the internet, this show. I could find references to it, but not many descriptions of it. And it's actually sort of from our time. It was presented by Barney Harwood.
Oh, him.
And it inexplicably is not on YouTube at all, apart from one clip of Barney getting pied in the face.
Yes, gets custard pied on Crush on CBBC. I've just found the still.
And the only thing I could describe in terms of describing the dates was an article that said, "Group of 6 local children win date to the theatre on CBBC's Crush." So it wasn't even a date with just you and your crush. It was a group.
Oh, wow.
I think it would be a bit creepy.
Definitely. I'm not saying it should have been that, but
they lied.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
It's bizarre because usually you can Google kids' TV shows and there is some kind of archive of them, but with this, it's like
Especially
1 or 2
pictures.
ones. It's bizarre. It's a BBC One primetime kids show.
Yeah, if you Google it, the only real references you get to it are that one YouTube clip, the article that I mentioned on page 3 of Google, and a bunch of old dead iPlayer pages that say this program is no longer available.
And when you search for it, the main thing that comes up is the Candy Crush TV show, which apparently ran from 2017 and was cancelled not long after. The host of which Was Mario Colonel Sanders Lopez?
Oh, no way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Look at that.
God.
He's everywhere. That boy's got a future.
He's going to do okay, I think.
Yeah. Which brings us to the final show, which may or may not be real or partially or whatever. It's the anime tiger who does a poo into a toilet with a face. His poo has a face, and his dad wipes his bottom.
That's real. You didn't write that. You wouldn't write that.
That's Gotta get into the mind of Peter Austin. I don't think he'd go into that much detail. Yeah. I'm gonna concur and say it's real.
You're both absolutely right. You're both 4 for 4. Well done, team.
Yes.
Very proud.
Nailed it.
I couldn't believe how difficult it was to come up with results on weird shows. I guess all the ones that did come up would be ones that you were well aware of as well. Like the Demon Headmaster came up, which I guess is actually quite a weird show. If you describe that to someone who had never heard of it. Yeah, so it was trickier to put together than I thought, and we had like half an hour to go before we were recording, so it's like, well, okay, here we go.
What's the name of that Japanese show again?
I'll copy it.
Yes, please. I want to see the poo.
Oh no! I found a thing on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pump it in there. This must be it.
Potty training cartoon. This is it.
Wait, no! I've seen this. What the fuck? Oh my god! It ends in a live action segment. What the fuck?
There's the poo.
A live action segment.
What the fuck?
Oh Jesus! Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's an actual product you can buy.
Oh, it's got tie-in merch. That's why it's got the live action. Yeah, there's the poo. It's like a little peanut.
Yeah. Wait, the lore behind this is immense. It's not going to look at this anymore. I'm just going to go back to the save cartoon. Oh, wow. So I'll just describe this for people at home. It is a bunch of very cutesy looking family of tigers, cheetahs, something like that.
Tigers, I think they're supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, and wow, a very, very anime looking toilet seat. And yeah, a dancing poo, which looks adequately like a peanut. Good, it's got it all. It's the full package. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh god, the baby at the end, he's clenching and he's making noises.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. For the benefit of those at home, and it's not really a benefit, there is, after the cartoon, it cuts to live action child really, really clenching on the toilet. And there's some sort of tie-in, what's the tiger called again? Shimajiro, wall-mounted toy thing that I'm assuming says, "Great job pooping," or something.
Do a squeeze. Don't forget to flush.
Yeah.
You've given yourself a hernia.
Call Dad.
I want it now. I want to see if these are on eBay. I'll do that afterwards.
No, you don't.
Oh, I'm doing it.
No,
There
you
will
don't.
only
You don't
be
want that.
second-hand ones available. That
Yeah,
have
that's, yeah.
been pooed around.
Yeah. Oh, it's not good. Poo particles everywhere. Great.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome. And if anyone has a weird show at home from their nation of origin, please do let me know on social media because, God, it's hard to Google.
Yes, please. I'd love to see some clips from other weird kids' TV shows.
Yeah. The visual ones. There's plenty more of those with horrifying masks and stuff. But yeah, wonderful.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Would you boys like another question?
Yeah.
Good. This one is from Tommy the Wank Engine at Triglyceride T.
Yeah.
And he says, here's the deal. You are given $1 million every year. However, at the end of every month, an animal randomly appears and tries to kill you. It could be a rabbit, could be a bear. Do you accept this deal?
No.
Really?
Yeah, just no. Why would I want that?
It's a lot of money, though.
The knowing that there's going to be some wild animal that wants to kill me. Bearing in mind that I don't venture into the wild, I don't step to their neighborhood very often, right?
It's going to appear in your lounge for sure.
Yeah, but that's it. Like I just sort of want to exist, stay in my lane, moisturized, flourishing. You know, I'm not going into the woods and throwing rocks at deer or whatever. The idea of knowing every month something could just be in my flat trying to hurt me, it's not a way I want to live.
No, yeah, I was blinded by the money, I guess. But
Well, that's the other side of it.
I mean, I guess it's all about the terms of this, because Triggly Sarah has said at the end of every month. So is it a specific day, like this day is Animal Day, get ready, or is it just like at some point towards the end of the month, get ready, it's going to happen?
And like, do you have to defeat that animal, and like, will they gradually stack if you don't, or are they just there for like 24 hours? Is it like if you survive a day, you're fine, or if there's like, say it's like not super dangerous but hard to kill? So there's like a really, really big pig in your in your house, and you can't kill it, and it's constantly just biting you and being annoying, or you've shut it in your bathroom, and then a month rolls round, and not only do you now have a pig in your bathroom that you can't bring yourself to execute, but then a horse turns up, or a tiger. I'm
picturing like when the animal appears, it's got a look in its eyes that it won't stop until you're dead or it's dead. So you could lock it away, but that's not going to fix the problem.
You have, as far as I'm concerned, you have, 3 options. One, you slowly, over the course of several years, open the most violent petting zoo ever.
Yeah.
You use some of that money to train yourself in self-defense and just kill these things as they come. But you will die young because you're going to get old and you're going to get less capable of defending yourself. So you will not live a full life. Alternatively,
hang on though. Well, this might be what you're about to say. You could, with £1 million a month, $1 million a month,
a year,
every year.
Oh, a year. Okay. Well, that's not. I mean, you could still do what I'm going to say, but it would eat into your thing quite badly. But you could hire a team.
That's what I was going to say.
Expert marksmen.
Number 3, hire a defense force, but they will have to be with you every hour of every day. You will have no privacy, and you will just have to exist surrounded by bodyguards that are very good at killing very big pigs.
Well,
and that will be terrible.
Only if it comes randomly. On a random day. I know it said randomly. I assumed it just meant random animal.
It's the 30th of the month. What's going to show up today?
You could just, go and hide in your cell for 24 hours and let the team execute the animal. But yeah, if it could be any day of the month, then you're right. That's no way to live. I wouldn't do it.
And that's assuming, of course, that it doesn't just teleport into your immediate vicinity.
Yeah,
if you live in a block of flats and you just look out the window and there's like a deer pawing at the front door, and it's like, okay, I know what I'm dealing with today.
I can deal with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of an old meme that went around a little while ago, like 30 to 50 feral hogs, and I'm thinking maybe this person has actually accepted this deal, and now they've just been racking up hogs. For context, the tweet reads, "Legit question for rural Americans. How do I kill the 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids play?"
I remember, I've completely forgotten about that tweet, but I remember it at the time. And just the image of the kids go out into the yard, and within 5 minutes, potentially even 3 minutes, up to 50 feral hogs arrive. Where are they? Are they just waiting in the wings?
I can smell the children in the air. Right?
Yeah. Maybe this guy's getting $1 million a year.
Oh, okay. I'm through thinking it now. Yeah, I think I'd rather live a life of peace and not much money rather than money. But my God, I think my nightmares would be filled with pictures of gibbons running towards me.
Yeah. You don't want the monkeys coming after you. Or the apes.
I just Googled animals to get like a gauge of what I'd be up against, and monkeys, they freak me out. They're scary.
They're really bad. Have you heard that? I mean, this is pretty dark, but have you heard that 911 call of the woman who's phoned because like her chimp, I think, has pulled her friend's face off?
No,
like that.
No, I have not listened to that.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible. Yeah. I heard it on a world. It wasn't world's most amazing videos, but it was something. It was like when something goes bad, or
Oh,
something like that on
Jesus.
Channel 5 at the middle of the night.
It would be Channel 5, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Shit, we can't air during the day.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's unanimous, isn't it? Is it a no from everyone?
Definitely.
It's going to be a no from me.
Yeah. Fair. I'm going to say no then. Yeah. Sorry. You can keep your million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to present my thing if you would like.
Do it.
Please do.
So usually when I'm looking for a thing for Podiots, I'll just Google whatever weird terms come up, or like try and think about weird things I've read about in the past to see what comes up. And I came across an audio transcript from the Apollo 10 space mission, which I found extremely inspiring. So this is a legitimate transcript of an actual recording of what astronauts were saying while they were literally on in space. I'm going to read it out for you, line for line.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, who did it? Who did what? What? Who did it? Laughter. Where did that come from? Give me a napkin, quick. There's a turd floating through the air.
Oh,
For God's sake.
I didn't do it. It ain't one of mine. I don't think it's one of mine either. Mine was a little more sticky than that. Throw it away. And the last line, which I think sums it up perfectly, is God Almighty.
Get me a
Instantly
napkin.
have a problem.
How does that happen? How does that happen?
Well, here's the thing. Well, I mean, there's more lines to this. So this was the first encounter. Then just 10 minutes later, this interrupts a casual conversation between the astronauts. They said on 135, they told us that, here's another goddamn turd. What's the matter with you guys? Here, give me a... And everyone else breaks out in laughter. Well, babe, if it was me, I sure would know I was shitting on the floor. It was just floating around? Yes. Laughter. Mine was stickier than that. Mine was too.
Stop saying that.
Jesus. It sounds like that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where someone's pooed in the bed and they're trying to work out who it is.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, except in space.
In space, and it floats around.
Absolutely horrifying. So yeah, this happened 1969, and to this day,
Nice.
Nice, very nice. Not a single astronaut aboard that ship owned up to the log.
You wouldn't, would you? Imagine going into space and you'd be remembered for the guy who shit in space. I mean, they all shit in space, but someone missed the toilet.
Oh, it's impressive. I googled into it a little bit more. I think back then, thinking about going to space in the quote-unquote oldie days sounds horrifying, because the best thing they had for a bathroom at that point was just taping a bag to your behind. So it's not unreasonable for a log to slip out, but still, what a nightmare. So this led me down a rabbit hole of other space mission oddities, and we're going to start with, I think, someone who is my new favorite person to have ever existed. His name is John Young. He was an astronaut that was part of the Apollo 16 mission, and I'm rereading words I've already said. Hold on. And he was my favorite person to have ever graced the moon. It was 1972, and while having a cheerful plod around the moon's surface, Young announced loudly to Mission Control, "I have the farts again. I got them again, Charlie." This is broadcasted to everyone. It's Mission Control, and as a result, had to be logged down and recorded for the history books. I'm sorry, it's poo and farts, but it's me. What do you expect? Young was justifiably upset, because I can only imagine the horror of being trapped in a suit like that with your own creation. Sadly, the microphone wasn't sensitive enough to actually pick them up, but it definitely captured his reaction. I know that space farts that's an MP3 you could sell for a lot of money.
Yeah.
I always think about these people who go to space, that even if you weren't the first man on the moon, almost anything that you do, if it's specific enough, you are the first person to do that on the moon. So you could be the first person to dab on the moon, first person to walk backwards on the moon, or to make yourself dizzy by spinning around on the moon. You would know that no other human has ever done that before. I wonder if that man, he almost certainly was the first person to say farts on the moon.
Oh, that's probably true.
While he was like leaping around on the moon, he was just muttering "fuck, fuck, fuck" to himself.
He needed a pair of shreddies, I think. Space shreddies.
Space shreddies, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny you should say space firsts, because the next one is actually an intentional space first. They went with the idea of doing it first. But the fart story doesn't end there. I mean, it mostly does end there. The fun bit ends there. But basically, over the radio, he announced, like, it must be these bloody oranges we're eating, like, causing all these problems. This message obviously made its way to Florida Governor Ruben Askew, who was pretty upset that his state's signature crop was being blamed, and he quickly took to the press and reassured... he quickly reassured the American public that Florida oranges do not cause such outbursts, and they were instead just caused by the increased potassium in the astronauts' diet to help, just in general, keep them healthy. Potassium's good for that. So yeah, it was actually a very dangerous thing to happen. Obviously, if you mix methane in like a pretty clean oxygen environment, it can cause some problems. It can potentially cause explosions. So after this, they tailored the diet even more to reduce the amount of bum emissions.
So you just can't go to space, can you, Michael?
Sorry? Yeah, I know. That's it. I'm screwed. That's my one pleasure in life. You can't take that away from me. I'm not going on a long mission without that.
Imagine if there was like footage from the camera that's like mounted on the lander, and it's like filming them in the distance bouncing around, and you just hear a small fart over the radio, and then one of the spacesuits just explodes from within violently.
You lose all contact with the shuttle.
Oh, God almighty. But this is not John Young's only famous escapade.
Okay.
He's a good boy, and I love him dearly. The Gemini program was an important episode in America's race to the moon and saw a number of firsts, including the first American spacewalk, the first time two spacecraft docked, and the first corned beef sandwich to orbit the Earth.
Oh, okay.
During Gemini 3, Young had smuggled a sandwich aboard the rocket in his spacesuit.
What?
That doesn't sound sensible.
Which is like the most Homer Simpson thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like that, genuinely, if you told me that Homer did that in the episode where he went to space, I'd think, oh yeah, that sounds right, yeah. So while they were in orbit in the spacecraft, Young whipped out a sandwich for a quote-unquote taste test and kindly shared some with his surprised co-pilot, Gus Grissom. Grissom took a bite but quickly stuffed it in his suit when crumbs started flying around the capsule.
Oh, no.
I don't think I'd trust someone's space sandwich, to be honest. I've been in a stinky suit for a while.
Yeah. Especially him. He's got the farts normally.
Yeah, he's the worst man to take a sandwich from. So there's a transcript to accompany this. It's not quite as exciting, but I do enjoy it. It starts with just 3 words: corned beef sandwich. Where did that come from? I brought it with me. Let's see how it tastes. Smells, doesn't it? Yes, it's breaking up. I'm going to stick it in my pocket. Is it? It was a thought anyway. Yep. Not a very good one. Pretty good though, if it would just hold together. Want some chicken leg? No, you can handle that.
Did he bring a chicken leg as well?
No, I think he was just joking.
I'm hoping it's a dehydrated chicken leg.
Chicken leg might be a safer thing to bring up though. It's less likely to crumble and get dust everywhere. So any future astronauts, stick a chicken leg in your pockets.
I love the idea that, they did that for a laugh, but down at Mission Control, they were probably really panicking. Like, oh my God, they might get beef crumbs in the machines. It'll clog the instruments.
Yeah, that's a genuine problem. You've got to be super delicate with what you bring on a spacecraft, and dust and debris can cause absolute havoc.
Careful, they're ruffled.
Nature Valley bars, absolutely outlawed. Then you can't have those.
Just opening it unleashes just space dust everywhere.
Just a cloud.
A lovely card made by your 5-year-old child that says, "Good looking space daddy," covered in glitter.
Glitter should be illegal.
This would be funny. Let's send a glitter bomb in, right? So open that.
Fucking hell, an actual glitter bomb. It would fill that entire ship so fast with nothing to stop it.
God, I want to see someone do that now, like just glitter bomb in space, maybe in like a more controlled environment, but I want to see how that spread. Come on, NASA, get on it.
Yeah.
So upon returning to Earth, Young and his co-pilot stated in an interview that they were really enjoying the opportunity to carry out some real firsts while in space. So took that to, if you went to space and you had the chance to do something for the first time in unknown lands, I think I agree. I'd stick a sandwich in my suit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely.
So NASA,
I love they're just sitting next to each other. One of them turns to the other and goes, corned beef sandwich. The other one goes, where did that come from?
And then it's not just like he doesn't laugh, he actually takes it and bites it. It's,
yeah.
Smells
amazing.
terrible. Yeah.
It really smells.
God.
Oh no, there's beef everywhere.
Yeah, corned beef's not one of the better meats either.
No.
NASA sadly weren't amused, and under pressure from Congress, a NASA administrator assured the public that we have taken steps to prevent the recurrence of corned beef sandwiches in future flights.
Oh,
Specifically.
buzzkills.
And that is, again, a direct quote. That is not made up. Someone just thought, fuck me, I've spent my whole career getting to this point, and I've got to tell astronauts to stop putting sandwiches in their suits. And lastly, while American astronauts were enjoying their sandwiches and tooting around the moon, the Russians were packing something entirely different. Sawed-off shotguns.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. But this wasn't any old gun. These were weapons specifically designed for cosmonauts. It's essentially a cross between a pistol and a double-barreled shotgun. So it's sawed-off shotgun in visual appearance, but a wholly new creation just for these astronauts. And the weapons packed enough punch to deter a 1,000-pound bear. So in space, obviously you never know what you're going to encounter. It could be a floating corned beef sandwich, could be an alien, it could be anything. But these weapons weren't designed for use in outer space. You might probably are relieved to hear. It actually comes from the fact that while American astronauts generally land in like the Pacific Oceans, like big, vast land, safe. You get out there, they go out and fetch you. You go around on your little dinghy for a while waiting for rescue. It's all good. In Russia, at least in the earlier times, they would just get the spacecraft to land somewhere in, I've forgotten the name of it. Where is it? Oh, Siberia. So yeah, the ship would just crash land in Siberia. Usually they'd find like a good spot for it. But it wasn't uncommon for things to just go a bit wrong in the final few moments, and the ship would just veer massively off track, leaving people stranded. So in one such instance, 2 cosmonauts ended up stranded in the middle of the woods in Urals, 600 miles from their intended landing site. And I'm kind of amazed they even had this with them. With only a 9mm pistol to deal with the bears and wolves that lurked in the woods around them. I can't believe they're bringing weapons onto space. That's like, I think once you spend enough time cooped up in one room with someone, and there's a gun nearby, that might end dangerously.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
So in this instance, luckily, they didn't actually encounter any foes while out in nature, but it definitely put the seed in their mind that we need to be prepared because this is going to happen again, and God knows what we'll face. So they quickly sprung into action and developed this unique little weapon for them.
Imagine successfully blasting off from Earth, going into actual space, having, doing whatever research they're doing up there. I don't think the Russians ever went to the moon, but, doing some orbital stuff. Landing successfully without burning up in the atmosphere, and then you get killed by a bear on Earth. That'd be awful.
What a finish. And that's it. That's my little collection of space fun. How cute.
Amazing.
Wow.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. That was much more exciting than what I thought it was going to be. We watched a video in our physics lesson at school where in order to prove that it doesn't matter how heavy something is, it will still fall at the same speed as another thing other than air resistance.
Yeah.
They had a hammer and a feather, and they dropped them both on the moon, and they fell at the same speed. And we all took great amusement because there was nothing else to be amused by in the fact that the astronaut who was there on camera holding a hammer and a feather went, "We got a hammer here and an eagle's feather from a eagle." And that was it. That was what we got from that video, is that he said an eagle's feather from an eagle.
Brilliant.
That poor teacher sat there like, oh, this will get them interested in physics.
Yeah,
Seeing
look,
it in
it's
a
a
real
hammer and a
footage.
feather.
From the moon.
Falling at the same speed. He said eagle feather from an eagle.
Oh, fantastic. I could never be a teacher. I couldn't put up with just kids not listening. I'd break me.
Little shits.
Well, I guess to fight off unruly children, I've got another question for you boys. This one comes from Niall Gray at Lord of the Grey on Twitter. And he says, Swiss Army hands, you've lost all the fingers and the thumb of one of your hands. Good news, though. You can choose 5 tools or utensils to replace them. What do you choose and why? I think we can all just come together with 5 together rather than 15 individual tools.
Okay, yeah. I mean, definitely, depending on which hand this is on, I would personally quite like to have either the knife or fork, depending on which hand. You know, if it's my left hand, I would want a fork.
Oh, true,
right hand,
yeah.
I'd want a knife.
Oh, imagine I'm just like I'm doing the action now of like trying to cut something with my fingers. I mean that would be some hella strength training.
It would, but I mean it's better than not being able to have a knife in their hand. Surely,
That's true.
So we just don't have fingers anymore. Is that right? They're gone.
Think I'm picturing the main hand bit still there, except for the extremities.
Right, and it's just on one hand.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think that's one thing to bear in mind is once you've got this on you, that's it. It's stuck on there. So it's got to be useful, but also not a massive inconvenience when it comes to just playing with your children and, you know, being a loving father.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can sheath everything like a Swiss Army knife. It's not all just
you don't have a knife.
5 spiky things sticking out like Edward Scissorhands.
The little finger should be a flash drive.
Ooh.
Little USB stick.
What, that you have to just have your hand plugged into your computer?
It shouldn't be your go-to, but it will be handy in a pinch.
It will be.
I think that's potentially a nice way to keep safe items because, I mean, if they want to steal your data, they've got to steal you as well.
I don't have a bath or a shower or wash your hands ever, but, you know, maybe if there's a technology to embed a USB stick in my little finger, I'd like to think that maybe they can make it waterproof, maybe.
Yeah. We hope so. Oh, I want a tape measure in my finger. I want like a really long extendable finger because I'm forever looking for our tape measures. We've got 3 in the house and it usually becomes this 10-minute thing of me forgetting where I last put it. And I measure stuff not that often, but often enough where it's just an issue and a pain. And I just mainly quite like the idea of having a finger that I can just launch off into the distance and retract back in. That seems like quite a fun little pastime.
Mm-hmm. I quite like the idea of the index finger just being a constant water pistol. You could just finger gun people at will.
And
squirt them.
Handy drink dispenser whenever you need it.
Yeah.
I think the middle finger should be a prosthetic middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's a powerful finger. You don't want to change that.
Let's keep that one.
Yeah, we should do. And then you could even use it for biometrics. If it's got like a fingerprint on it, if it's a really, really good one, you could still log in with your fingerprint on that hand, even though you've got 5 perfectly good fingers on the other hand that you could use. No, I'm going to use my fake one.
What about the thumb?
Oh, that's a good one, yeah. What go on the thumb? I'm looking around. A little torch, maybe?
A little torch.
There you go. Make sure really positive whenever you're in a dark room. Might be a bit scared, but you got your trusty old little thumbs up, giving you guidance.
That's true, but we mostly carry around torches on our phones nowadays.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. I've not been without a light since the dawn of the iPhone.
Yeah, I saw it was like a 5-second like silly video on YouTube the other day where someone asked someone else for the time because that was the joke. They said, "Have you got the time on you?" And I thought, man, I've not heard anyone ask anyone else that for the longest time because everyone's got the time on them and they just check it themselves. But there was once a period of history where some people had watches and others didn't.
Yep.
And you had to ask strangers. So strange now that just doesn't get used anymore, that phrase.
That was like a legit job you could have, wasn't it? Was telling other people the time. It was like when clocks were super early, like there'd be only a couple of people with them. No, I think actually a lot of people had clocks, but only a couple of people had like super accurate ones, and all the other ones would kind of fall out over the day. So like every morning they come round, it's now 7:24. Great, set the clock back, bam, done. Job's good. And
yeah.
What if the thumb was like, well, we didn't decide on one for the thumb in the end.
Oh, yeah.
We untorched the thumb.
What if it was like a little phone and it had a retractable antenna that you could like pull out, and you had a little keypad on it, and you could and then you'd hold it up and you could do the, you know when you mime holding a phone? Hello? You extend your little finger, or your USB stick in this case, and then you could talk on the phone to people that way.
That's what Inspector Gadget does.
Yeah, he does.
I think an antenna comes out of his thumb. Yeah.
I remember that. Inspector Gadget hand phone. I remember it being really awful where like he'd take off the tip of his thumb and then out would come the antenna or something like that. It's just really a gross thought. Hopefully our hand phone is it's just there. We don't have to take off our thumb tip for it.
Yeah.
It would really suck having to replace our fingers with the actual standard tools that you get in a Swiss Army knife, because most of them aren't that good. The knife is good, but if I had a corkscrew on my thumb for the rest of my life, I'd be pretty disappointed. Oh, and this handy thing on my index finger, that's for stripping insulation off wires.
Always need it.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
It's there.
God, I'm just looking at Swiss Army tools, and yeah, they are kind of useless, aren't they? I guess it's for a certain kind of person who needs to open cans and whatnot.
Swiss soldiers, I guess.
Yes, there we go. We're not the target audience.
No.
There we go. That's our fantastic array of finger devices. Thank you very much, boys.
What a future.
Ben.
Time for Ben's thing.
Yeah, bring it.
So we talked about a TV show that involved an anthropomorphized poo. We talked about farts in space. Now it's time to talk about the bottom fruit.
The bottom fruit.
The bottom fruit.
The bottom fruit.
So I'm reading.
We've gone the full hat trick.
We've got them all.
In this episode.
We've got them all.
Amazing.
So this comes from the BBC, this article that I have trimmed down ever so slightly. Medieval Europeans were fanatical about a strange fruit that could only be eaten rotten. Then it was forgotten altogether. Why did they love it so much? And why did it disappear?
Oh, the forgotten rotten bottom fruit.
Yes, thank you. That's a step song, isn't it? There's a step song. 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2011, archaeologists found something unusual in a Roman toilet. That's what the subtitle says. The team were excavating the ancient village of Tasgetium. Now, Eschenz, Switzerland, I've probably butchered those pronunciations, ruled by a Celtic king who was personally given the land by Julius Caesar. It was built on the banks of the River Rhine, along what was then an important trade route, and as a result, its remains have been steeped in water ever since. What should have rotted away centuries ago was uncovered in a remarkable state of preservation, protected by the lack of oxygen in the boggy conditions. It was here that, nestled among the remains of familiar foods such as plums, cherries, peaches, and walnuts, in an ancient cesspit, the archaeologists found 19 curiously large seeds. Though they were, let's say, deposited there nearly 2,000 years ago, they almost looked fresh enough to have been found yesterday, except that the fruit that they belonged to is now so obscure it can baffle even professional botanists. Botanists.
Botanists.
The polite, socially acceptable name by which it's currently known is the medlar, or medlar, I'm not really sure. But for the best part of 900 years, the fruit was called the open arse. Thought to be a reference to the appearance of its own large calyx or bottom. Would you like to see the open arse?
I was just
fruit?
about to Google it quietly in the background, so yes, please.
Here we go, I've already got it saved. There's the open arse fruit.
There's something wrong with these historians' arses.
Yes. Well, that's what they called it at the time. They called it the open arse fruit at the time.
Right.
Just looks slightly figgy, doesn't it?
The medlar's aliases abroad were hardly more flattering. In France, it was variously known as monkey's bottom, donkey's bottom, and dog's bottom. And yet medieval Europe was crazy about this fruit. The fruit even made regular appearances in artworks, such as a tapestry pictured in the article from around the year 1500. The first record of the medlar's existence is a fragment of Greek poetry from the 7th century BC. Eventually, the fruit is thought to have fallen into the hands of the Romans, who brought it to southern France and Britain. In 1800 AD, Charlemagne included it on a list of plants that were mandatory in the king's many gardens, and nearly 200 years later, the English abbot and writer Elfric of Ensham first committed its rather rude name to the public record. From there, the fruit's popularity steadily increased. It became a staple of medieval monasteries and royal courtyards, as well as public spaces such as village greens. It's featured in the Canterbury Tales, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and the two-time Queen Consort Anne of Brittany's Book of Hours, a kind of illustrated religious manuscript popular in the Middle Ages. Henry VIII had the medlar planted at Hampton Court and gifted his French counterpart with large quantities. The fruit reached its peak in the 1600s, when it was widely grown across England, as ordinary as apples, pears and mulberries. From this lofty pinnacle, it underwent a steady decline. It was still widely known until the early 20th century, though less celebrated. Then in the 1950s, it abruptly vanished from the public consciousness altogether. Once a household name, described by one Roman commentator as amounting almost to a craze, now the medlar is primarily grown as a romantic relic from the past, a niche plant for eccentric gardeners, and a historical curiosity at palaces and museums. Just a few decades after it disappeared, it was already mysterious to many greengrocers. In 1989, one American academic wrote that probably not 1 in 100 botanists had seen a medlar. Today, it's not sold at a single British supermarket. Where there are still plants growing in public spaces, they often go unrecognised and are left to rot on the ground. What was it about this strange fruit that gripped medieval Europe, and why did it disappear? The article goes on. But I thought maybe, as part of my thing, I could find out about this strange fruit and sort of work out for myself why it gripped medieval Europe.
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. It looks like an arse, allegedly.
So it looks like an arse. But what does it taste like, was my thought. How can I try this thing if it only grows in the woods and nobody knows what it is and it's rotting on the floor? I went to Tesco groceries, and sure enough, you search medlar, you're not going to get any results.
Oh.
And most internet outlets will not sell you a single piece of fruit, weirdly, but they will sell you the tree. So, I have here the next best thing.
Oh.
I went to Amazon and I bought, sending you a photo now, this. It is medlar jelly.
Oh my God.
Wilkin and Sons, Tiptree, Essex, England, fruit growers and preservers since 1885, medlar jelly. So this is the closest thing I have to a medlar that I could find, and I'm going to bust into it and try it and see what the fuck this arse fruit tastes like.
God, this is exciting.
For the benefit of the audience, although it's... Well, there you go. That's kind of what I was about to say. That pop sound, it comes in a jar, so it's called jelly, but it looks to be more of a preserve.
Yeah, jam, if you will.
Even though a jam, if you will. Typically, the word jelly in the UK tends to mean more like the sweet gelatinous dessert.
Yes.
Jello.
But, so Jello. I'm going to crack off the lid and give it a sniff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it really doesn't have much of a smell at all.
Oh, interesting.
It smells really subdued. There's not a great scent. I'm trying to... What is this? You know, like you can get special bars for packed lunches and stuff, and they're like... It looks like leather.
Fruit mush.
Yeah, it looks like leather, and it's got dates and prunes and all that kind of stuff in it, but processed. It smells a bit like that. The consistency is like worryingly spongy, so much so that when I push down with the spoon, it actually... Can you hang on? You probably won't hear that on Discord. It's an unpleasant squelching sound, but it comes away from the side of the glass jar intact and then springs back to the side of it.
Oh, that's not what I expect from my jam.
So actually, you know what? This is more like a jelly in the British sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
it time? You just going plain spoon?
Yeah. I don't have anything to put it on.
Not a tuck.
What is that flavour? Again, it's really subtle. And this is processed and has a lot of sugar in it because it's jelly, but Fucking hell, I just tried to take it off the spoon and it stuck to the spoon.
Oh no!
I just ran the top of my mouth along it.
That's why it gripped the medieval ages, because once people touched it, they
just
get it
couldn't
off
get
them.
rid of it. Yeah.
So I thought, when I saw this, I thought this has either got to taste absolutely disgusting or it's got to be the greatest tasting thing I've ever had. That tastes like nothing. It tastes like beige packed lunch leather that we just talked about, whatever the hell that stuff is called. It tastes like that, but not as intense. So there we are. A somewhat disappointing end to a tip tree. Tickle your taste buds, it says. To what I thought would be quite an explosive taste test, but there's nothing. I'm really disappointed. There's a reason it died out. And long may it stay dead. Fuck you.
I think you have to literally tickle your taste buds physically, because it's the only stimulation they're going to get if you're eating medlar jelly. They're not going to get any taste whatsoever.
It just doesn't taste of anything, really. Like, it's really surprising how little that tastes of anything.
Oh, that's quite upsetting. Maybe eat more. Just keep eating it
Yes,
until it tastes.
There's,
a huge spoonful.
It does say on the back, there is 67 grams of sugar per 100 grams.
Wow.
So I might die.
Good God, that is amazing.
So maybe
I don't
regular
know if that's
medlar,
high for jam or not, but
maybe regular medlar does not taste. I mean, presumably it tastes nothing like this, but it's got to taste something like this. And the sugar is, I don't know what the sugar does in this in this instance. Does it make it taste better? Does it dull the flavor?
I think it's almost purely just like a preservative at that point, isn't it? Oh my
according
God.
to Google, the amount of sugar in jam, it doesn't specify what flavour or anything, is 49 grams per 100
Right,
grams.
so this
So
is
that
a
definitely
lot.
has more sugar than
This is a lot of
you would
sugar.
expect. Yeah.
Shit. Well, there we are. That's my thing. Medlar, I can now officially weigh in case people have, because it was doing the rounds last week, this article. I saw it on a few like sharing websites. If you're curious about what a medlar tastes like, it's not that impressive. It's not that impressive. If it was featured in Mikey's battle that we did the other week, the fruit battle, it wouldn't pass the first round, quite frankly.
Oh, it's a shame.
Unimpressed.
I'm quite upset. Yeah, like, you could have been the person to reinvigorate medlar for the modern age.
done.
You could have been like, no, this stuff's great. Let's all get on it. Let's grow some medlar plants.
I could have been the sexy spokesperson bringing medlars back and, relating to the youths of today. Hey kids, why don't you TikTok into a medlar tree, my dude?
We could have contacted the Billy Bear Ham Company and got our faces in medlar.
You can still have your face in
reading
medlar.
the website. It says this complements cold meats
Oh
and
no!
cheese.
What does it?
So yeah, get yourself some Billy Bear ham, slap it on there, and there you go. You got yourself a luxury meal.
To be clear, legally, I don't think Billy Bear ham is meat.
No, it's not, is it? It's reconstituted floor scrapings.
I think there's 67 grams of sugar per 100 grams of ham.
Of Billy Bear.
meat.
Oh, spectacular. Thank you very much for doing actual scientific research.
What a waste, though. I am going to throw this in the bin now. Like, I don't...
I reckon you could find a local medlar enthusiast. It's like,
well, apart from someone else like me who just wants to try it because it's meant to be this ancient superfruit. And it's shit.
Medlar buy and sell UK Facebook group. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
I, in fact, do not have any more questions.
Oh, shit.
So on the fizzling bombshell that was the taste of arse fruit, we come to the end.
Wow, thank you, Michael, for the questions today. And
Thank you
And well
for
done.
tasting that beautiful fruit.
Well done to all three of us for independently bringing bums, poos, and farts.
yeah, it's been a real arsey episode, hasn't it?
It's a landmark
proud.
episode, yeah.
Would you
it's
guys
been a while
like
since
to
we've
know
done
what's
this.
coming out on Vidiots 3 years ago over the next 2 weeks?
I'd love to know.
Yes, please.
So we had a very, very busy fortnight. So between this episode and the next episode, starting from yesterday when this releases on Monday, you can expect the worst games ever game selection video.
Oh, remember those?
Prove It, The Sims 3, the Let's Play Part 2, An episode of Worst Games Ever regarding Naughty Bear. A Way Out is in the spotlight. Skyrim Zoo Chapter 6. Of course.
Wow, wait, we already got that far into Chapter Zoo at that point.
Chapter Zoo, yeah. Chapter Zoo.
Yeah.
Chapter Zoo, yeah, that's it.
An episode of Memory Cards, Rip. Concerning Spider-Man, Mario Kart, and Postal. The Man of Milan, Part 1. The Man from Milan, sorry, Part 1.
What a classic.
Post Some Tat, Episode 8. Happy birthday, Tiny Peter.
Oh,
That's coming up.
Oh my god.
Prove It, The Sims 3 Live Action Challenge Part 1, where Peter and I build our Sims house, Ziz, out of recycling. And
to be judged by Hat Films.
yeah, that's in the next episode. That's in the second part.
Later on.
And that's where the famous phrase was first uttered by Peter, that your vagina is beautiful.
Is
from
it?
there.
Is that where he first said it?
Yeah, I edited that one. I remember that.
Wow.
The Man from Milan Part 2 is also out. There's a piece of cake episode regarding a Crash Team Racing spinning chair challenge.
Oh,
We ran out of ideas really fast, didn't we? With
he
that
felt
one.
very sick that day.
The live action challenge Part 2 of The Sims 3 Prove It, where Hat Films did indeed judge our houses. Skyrim Zoo Chapter 7. The Man from Milan Part 3. Milan Noir was then in the spotlight. Another episode of Memory Cards. Featuring Game Boy, Injustice, and a Persona game. I think it's Persona 3. And finally, you can expect Podiots Episode 4, Wix.
Oh my god, that was a landmark period, Jesus.
What a fortnight.
God, we used to.
Oh.
I mean, I guess that was still at a time where we'd had a month to get ahead on content.
Yeah.
You know, we worked through January and launched in February. So we were still probably ahead of the game a little bit, just starting to run out of things, perhaps.
Yeah. I should have really started this whole thing in February so we could have gone through the whole year, because it's going to get pretty depressing towards the end of the year when nothing is going up on the channel. And then, of course, we won't be able to repeat this section next year because we'll just be retreading the same ground. With
one episode of Podiots, you'll have to say, this week on the Vidiots history, there's a video called Vidiots is changing. The thumbnail says announcement.
That will come up.
We don't speak those words out loud.
That will.
It upsets people.
That will come up. We do.
We also need to find out which game selection video is the farting one. The farting was a bit much for me. That's quite easily. I think if you actually just Google or search our channel for like farting, it actually comes up because people in the comments are talking about it.
That's it. And so yeah, plenty to watch on the channel 3 years ago, but still available to watch now if you want to go back and watch it. Thank you if you are. I know some people do, which is very strange. But anyway, thank you for listening to Podiots. That is still going. That's not changing. If you'd like to buy some merch.
Wait, sorry.
What's up?
I think I found 19th of April.
What?
Is this the legendary The Farting Was a Bit Much for me.
Oh, really?
Is it?
Wait, no, it's not. I'm sorry. No. Hold on, it's got to ignore me. Ignore me. I'll find it later.
Okay. Well, we'll get
no
to it.
worries.
We'll get to it on this section eventually. But Mikey, where can people buy merch if they want to?
Oh, well, they can mosey on over to store.yogscast.com, where there's a bunch of lovely things. There's a new card game on there. That looks like good fun. Do that, buy that. But if you want something with that certain Vidiots touch, you can head on over to the Vidiots section, where we've got a lovely selection of stuff and things and mugs and hoodies and shirts. And here's a little secret. At checkout, if you use code Vidiots, you'll get 10% off.
Don't lie. Don't lie to us.
Every single goddamn thing on that website. What a treat. What an absolute treat. So head on over, have a look. And if you're in the need of a new way to drink your coffee, I highly recommend getting a t-shirt.
What?
Yeah. Put the coffee in your t-shirt.
Okay.
Cup it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just suck it out of a sodden
Yeah.
brown
There you go. Yeah, just dip it in a tea bath, a coffee bath, and you're away.
No, don't do that. Illegal. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all.com/Vidiots official. We are there. We're also on twitch.tv/Vidiots official. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, Pod Squad. You can donate. You know that. You support us and we really appreciate it. It helps us keep going. That's why we've done it for 3 years. Really, really appreciate all of you for being amazing and helping us out. £3 or more gets you a shout out at the beginning and the end of the show. Thank you so much to this week's Pod Squad. That's streamlabs.com/Podiots donations. Mikey, kick us off.
Put the boat back, please. The Generous, the Ghost of German Robot Lady, Kevin from Con, Tiny Peter Killed My Horsey, Mr. Ratburn's Bum Bum RGW, Dick and Dominican Republic, Dave Benson Philippines, Always an Adventure Podcast, To Kill a Mocking Minge, Alan Claw, La Dabba Dee Bab Dabba Die, that's always a challenge, Chav Chav Ramirez, Emily Lemons, Mr. Chegwin, Bring Me a Cheg, Rip, Pro Trainer, Peter Penis Eater, and Mr. Black.
Also, Cares of Gallifrey, Flofferoffs, Stephen Skodes, Lord Brotovich, Orgy Fan Bobby Grabber Booby, Orgy Fan Bobby Grabber Booby, Dave Does Stuff for Shows, Cheg Specto Patronum, Cheggers Can't Be Boozers, Cheg Fried Rice, Cheg Winner Takes It All, Chiggity Cheg Yourself, Donna CO7, the Absolute Boy Hodgson, Michael, Why Won't You Marry Me? Donate in Camel Case, Silly Willy. Crimson Dragonfly, who was very generous, thank you very much. Dick and Dominoes, and Neil Costa Rica.
We've also got Just Keep Swimming Ash, Jason Allenby, the normal one, Mr. Macca, Mikey's Refreshing Cola, still don't know what that means, Oliver the Extant Child, Chex Mix Salt Fart Yee Haw, Billy Garibaldi, Cadbury's Mini Chegs, Quintuple Jump, the very generous Willy Ray Walrus, Queef Smegwin, I am not reading that, Cheg, here's his Sakia, Big Titty Jesus 42, who's very generous, justice for Big Titty Jesus 42, Bosnia Babalooni, TP Eats a Butterfinger, and Donkey Sexy Boy Uwu. Thank you very much, everybody. That's your Pod Squad. Streamlabs.com/Podiots donations to sign up for one of the crew. What we got? Mikey, where you at?
I live at Parrot Boy on Twitter. That's the best place to find me. And if you happen to be in the mood for a video of a man kind of quite hurriedly buying a Tesco meal deal, that's the place to go to watch it. Enjoy.
Excellent. And Peter, where can people find us?
We are individually at that Peter Austin and at confused_dude on Twitter. But together we are Team Triple Jump. Also, we're on Twitter at Team Triple Jump, YouTube and Twitch, where we do some familiar formats that if you're a Vidiots fan of old, back when we used to eat spaghetti and make houses out of Sims, out of cardboard, you will find something familiar over on Triple Jump. So go check it out if you haven't already, 2 years after the move. 3 years even.
We got a big Hannah Montana video out now on Triple Jump that you're probably going to want to check out if you enjoyed our antics on Vidiots. So go subscribe if you haven't already. I think logically everyone who listens to this probably has by now subscribed, but we will keep shouting it from the rooftops just in case. Just in case. Finally, leave us an iTunes review or a review/rating on your platform of choice. It helps something to do with Al Gore's rhythms. And I would like to know from you guys if you've got a question.
Who wants to take the jar of arse fruit next?
Yeah, please. I'm going to throw it around everyone soon. DM me if you want.
Who did the poo on the space shuttle?
It's fucking one of us.
Disgusting. All right. We'll catch you next time, everybody. Look after yourselves. Bye.
Bye-bye.